that New Orleans police officer Rachel Wiley is still in the hospital following a call that turned dangerous in just moments.
Yeah, the incident has once again highlighted the city's escalating drug crisis and the risks that officers take when trying to intervene. WDSU reporter Cassie Sherm is outside of UMC Hospital with the latest. And Cassie, you just spoke to a council member who talked with the injured officer.
That's right. So both the bystander and the officer who were struck in that chaos situation are recovering at UMC right back behind me here. But Councilmember Eugene Green just came out of the hospital, spoke with that officer, and tells me even though she was injured, she's in good spirits.
I just know that she has a neck injury because there was a brace. And I want to kind of leave it at that because, of course, there could be other injuries. And I want to also respect the medical personnel who are evaluating her.
But this ordeal basically is a reflection of a deeper crisis that's happening here in the city of New Orleans, one that continues to unfold in the city streets, in parking lots, and now emergency rooms. From the crime scene to UMC, both state and local law enforcement present, visibly supporting one of their own, just minutes after a female senior officer was brought in with injuries, the result of a rescue attempt that spiraled quickly.
The officer was notified of someone overdosing, went to the vehicle, administered Narcan, and this is something that the New Orleans Police and Justice Foundation has been promoting. As a matter of fact, we gave out Narcan to the guests at our luncheon last year.
Police leaders say the officer did what she was trained to do. She acted quickly, administered Narcan, and tried to stabilize the man, but the situation escalated.
She administered the Narcan as she has been trained to do. And in doing so, she now finds herself in the hospital. And we pray that she will have a full and quick recovery.
It's a situation officers now face more and more.
Every instance can turn dangerous in a split second.
Between life-saving and life-threatening.
That person is going to suddenly have a jolt. And then once they're jolted, then there's a flow of energy and adrenaline. And you have to, hopefully, you're in a position where you can keep that person under control, and you can make them understand that you're there to help them, but that's not always going to happen.
The risk is real and rising. According to the Orleans Parish Coroner's Office, drug-related deaths are up by 117% over the last 5 years. In 2023, more than 500 people died from overdoses, and over 80 tested positive for fentanyl. For NOPD officers, each overdose call is unpredictable and dangerous, but for many, the choice is clear.
If you ask a New Orleans police officer, what would you have done? Would you stand back and wait for another officer to come and join you as you watch someone die before your eyes? Or do you singularly jump into action and do what you've been trained to do and do what you signed up to do? And that is to protect and to serve.
Now, Councilmember Eugene Green tells me after talking to the police officer here, he says he's learning that this is happening on a daily basis. The officers are dealing with this kind of thing and having to put their lives on the line. But obviously, that is something that they choose to protect and serve. And he's very proud of the work that was done today. Reporting here at UMC, I'm Cassie Sherm. Back to you.
All right, you can stay.